Good morning from the Water Utilization Learning Center. My name is Brian Olson. I'm out here with Mark Ryman, and so we're out here looking at some of our dryland corn, and we did just get a big rain this morning, so we are seeing some really good precip here at the end of August into September. But obviously, as we look at this corn on our dryland fields, we do see some significant differences here. And so we've got a corn that is properly placed out in the field, looking all nice and green. And then we have a corn over here to our right that is not placed properly, that Mark is standing in front of. And so Mark, what are we seeing with these two products?
Well, we're seeing kind of the difference that we expected to see, I think, in a dry year. And what we're seeing in the corn that was properly placed for a tough environment, we're seeing, as you mentioned, very good stay green on it. We're still seeing a lot of the ears upright. So they're still filling and taking advantage of this moisture that we're getting here starting this month. And when I go out there and look at ears, I'm seeing a little bit of tip back because of the stress. But I'm also seeing nicely filled kernels and a lot of 18 around in terms of the kernel rows. By about 35 long, and this is at a population of 24,000 in dryland. When I go out into the product that, you know, if you planted it in a wet year, it'd probably look pretty good in a dryland environment, but it's really not one that we would recommend for stress. You see the plants are burned up, especially when you get back in there. There's not a lot of late season plant health. A lot of the ears have drooped down and you're stopping, you know, filling those ears. And when you pull back the husk, the ears still look pretty good. We pollinated okay, so that's really good. But we look at the kernels, you know, we've only got about 14 rows around, and we're gonna stop filling those kernels, probably not utilize this moisture very well because those ears have dropped, and you know, that's pretty much the end of it for those ears that droop on you.
Yeah, so product placement, as farmers look at what they're going to be doing next year, product placement is key, and it really shows up in these dry years where moisture will have run out. We may also see this on some limited irrigated pivots where they didn't quite have enough water. And so working with those sales teams from Bayer to get that product placed correctly is going to be key to success for next year. Any other final thoughts, Mark?
Just to highlight how stressed we were, I did the math. You know, we had a lot of rain at the end of May. That kind of filled our profile up. But if you look at season-long corn needs, we were about 7 to 8 inches behind what was ideal. So there was a period in there, especially in mid-August, where this corn was getting very stressed and you were starting to see some of it fire up. So it's been one of those tough years, but it's a good one and a good time to go out and maybe look at, you know, your dryland plots or where you've had limited irrigation. To really get an idea of what those hybrids look like at the end of the season and maybe visit with your agronomist or your seed salesman for next year.
Absolutely. All right. Well, with that, we'll talk to you in the future about other agronomic topics from the Learning Center. Thank you.
Thanks for watching this video from the Gothenburg Water Utilization Learning Center. For more information, please call 308-537-4500.